Why do I stay high? Why do I stay?
Hi, my name is Rashida Renee Sharp, and I'm going to talk to you about me having to get ID was kind of hard because there's no resources, and when they do give you a resource, like you got to go through all this red tape to get this and get that, so it was kind of a struggle. But if it hadn't been for this place, then I still probably wouldn't have an ID. As far as KC Street Medicine, it's really a big help. So hopefully they can get more resources so we can get out and about and maintain and get our lives together again. Mr. Bennett is able to get some more resources, some more help, because they got other places that say they'll help you, but you got to go through too much red tape to do all that. And with Mr. Bennett, we pretty much gets it done. So thank you for your help, and we use more help. And thank you.
Hello, I'm Robert Brown. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I came here 2 years ago. It's been hard out here. I come here in the wintertime. I had nowhere to stay. Matter of fact, if anybody know for sale and found that on for sale and ate, it's not easy being out here in the cold and on the street, no change of clothes and nothing like that. Yeah. You don't know what's going to happen. So this place is I'm blessed that this place is here. I'm blessed that Mr. J and the staff is helping us out. And a lot of them come through here and they help. We got those that come through that needs ID. If they come here, they can get ID. We got those that come through here that need birth certificate. He can find a way to get it. Yeah. So if anybody here that need help, this is the place to come. That's about all I tell you. The rest is in the proof. Thank you.
My name is Ronald Martin Ford, and coming to the center has been a tremendous help. I first came over here because I had a medical emergency, and there was a guy named Benjamin Lattiky who does food stamps and Medicaid, and said that he knew a person that maybe could help me, so he referred me to Mr. Bennett. So as soon as I came over here, I explained to him what the problem was, and since they did have medical staff on Saturdays, I was able to see Dr. Allison Scholes. Without this place, I wouldn't receive medical attention, plus I was able to also get food stamps and Medicaid through Mr. Benjamin Lattiky, and it just seems like Mr. Bennett is the only one that knew what he could do and what he couldn't do. Basically, it's been a blessing if you ask me. So that's about as much as I can tell you. I'm eternally grateful for this man to giving me a chance to get things accomplished. Okay, because basically it's only been about 2 people who actually understand what I'm going through. My case may be a little different from other people. So far,
Just like me. If I could teach the world to be a thug in harmony.
The whole thing is about being self-aware about how you might be judged and how your triggers might happen and how they know how to trigger you so they won't have to deal with you. How many times have you been in here and someone says something and it triggered you, right? You. That's on purpose with you.
Feelings unusual.
Thank you. So, the thing is that things can trigger you quickly, right? Because our sensitivity is there because we've been beaten down for one reason or another. So this systematic approach that I'm doing here, and the city asked me to create a program. They didn't have an idea. They asked me to create this. Well, I didn't know what to do at first. I was like, you know what?
Okay.
This is what we're going to do. Right? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to do what I know. And so there's a couple other states, Portland, cities, that are doing advocacy part, not only lays with this, but also lays like when you leave here. So they got this burden on their shoulders, and now they're supposed to keep going. And more burden, and then hope is lost. That's what really happens, loss of hope. So the thought is that, how are we able to tell that person, look, you already have strikes against you, you're already poor, you're more likely black, because 70% of everybody on the streets is black, that's homeless, but the city is 70% black. So the thing is this, is that, you know, like your uncle, like what Dion was saying is this. In the hood, Marvin knows this because we're from the same neighborhood, we know the same peoples, right? So I didn't change, I added shit.
So that's not the real you.
No, this is me. All of it.
Real.
No, change is not, you change something to you, that's not you. That's
Right.
fake.
Thank you.
I added stuff.
Thank you. That's what I do. I add stuff to my life.
You know what I mean?
Change. I add.
I added not carrying a 38 snub, because, you know, that always fires.
Okay.
As being a
Real
kid.
talk.
Right?
That's real talk.
I'm not knocking you, Dion, but I saw real shit.
Yeah.
Right?
You got that on there?
But traumas. Back to traumas. So trauma, here's a story I told a lot of my mental health students back in the day, is that there's a woman in Leawood, we can pick Beverly Hills, any rich city, right? She's living in a 10,000 square foot house. It's a Saturday. She's having a birthday party for her 6-year-old son. In her big backyard, she has balloons, different vendors coming in providing stuff for her child. At 9 o'clock, the people doing the garden don't show up to cut it properly. And she calls them, 9:30, they said they'll be there at 10, they still don't show up. 10 o'clock, she's frustrated. Everyone else has already shown up there. She pops a couple volumes, she's already been having 2 mimosas, and she kind of ODs, falls asleep. Right? That is one incident. Next incident, I think we're all more familiar with. A woman sleeping in a tent is beaten up, sodomized, and tent put on fire. What's the difference between the two?
How you deal with it. That's all you gotta remember.
How do you deal with the trauma?
Yep.
Because some would say that trauma in Leawood or Beverly Hills is bullshit. But that's how she coped with it.
That's how she coped with
You see what I'm saying? I get a paper cut, it hurts, but I've run with a broken bone in my foot. Right? So it's how you relate to trauma. Trauma could be a trigger. If I use the N-word on somebody. Right? If I call somebody, like for instance, you can't call me a punk. You call me any word in the book. That one gives me a trigger. I've gotten over it, but it's from the hood.
Yeah.
Right? If somebody calls me punk, it's right? You know? So it's triggers. So the key thing is, how do you address those, right? I can share this with you one more time, and then I want someone else to come up here and speak on trauma and mental health. So 2018, how many times you get kicked out of class? Just joking. But in high school. But on a real note, so in 2018, February, I found out my mother was not going to come back from stage 4 cancer. In March, I found out my biological father is going to be dead soon. Right? March 9th, our psychiatrist for street medicine died in a car accident coming back from Iowa. Right? April, I found out my best friend at my wedding dying of lung cancer. He's younger than I am. Chief, the guy who taught me how to hit the streets, died in a car accident June 22nd. And I got divorced. All in 4 months.
Damn, Joe. Yeah, I remember you telling me that when I saw it.
Oh, it is so close together.
So
Back
when
to
you,
back.
April 28th was a Saturday, 2018. May 15th was Tuesday in Dayton, but she died after midnight, but it was 11 o'clock over here, 14th Monday after Mother's Day, right? The divorce, the rest of my best friend and John, the rest of it, that all happened in a matter of a few months. So the trauma froze me. There's 3 days I just lay on the couch and not do anything. But it took me a while to pull myself together. And still today, I deal with it. There's days when I have my daughter where I'm still like, Daddy doesn't feel well, Daddy's staying in bed. And it's not because of the drinking the night before. Usually it isn't the drinking the night before, right? So traumas, 2 things you can do with it. You can let it cut you and let you bleed you to death, or you can learn to accept it. Because a lot of times people come here like, well, 2016, I don't know what we said earlier, I had a voucher and they didn't call me, la 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 la. You going over something that happened in 2016 over a voucher that lasted 30 days, what the fuck are you doing about that? Well, he's asleep, that's what he's doing. But how do you move forward from that? So you can be the victim, You can self-advocate for yourself.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.